Alright. This is going to be your indefinite guide to the DLAB. Now, I'm more familiar with the Navy and everything because that's where I'm going. I'm going to become a CTI. However, with the DLAB, just remember a most important thing. Don't expect to pass, especially if you're going to go take it the night before MEPS. Have jobs set aside and jobs that you are going to enjoy. Have like 5 jobs that you are going to absolutely adore. Don't be afraid to tell the people that if they don't have your job open that you'll come back later. Once they do, and they'll call your recruiter and they'll get your ass back there and you'll get the job you want. One of the jobs you want. Don't settle for anything you're not going to be happy with, because that's 4 to 6 years of being miserable. You could either love the military or you can hate it, depending on what you do. Now, with the DLAB itself, it is a hard test. It's almost impossible to study for. You're never going to be at the preparedness level that you want. Now, your DLAB is going to be split up into a couple different sections, and the sections itself, aren't important as what you do in them. Now, your main 2 sections are going to be visual and auditory, and first you're going to take your auditory. Make sure your headphones are on right. Make sure you are listening. Make sure that your volume is up, because if it's not, you are not going to pass. Don't zone out. They're not going to repeat anything. They're going to say it, or it's going to say it. The system's going to say what the answer choices are, and you've got to pay attention to them. You have to. Because the only answer choices is literally going to be 1, A, 2, B, 3, C, 4, D. That's all you get to click. And that's all it says. So be careful. With the auditory, for example, they're going to give you rules. And these rules are going to be rules that apply to certain parts of a word, certain parts of a sentence. You're going to start off with some easy things, just words. Now, for example, your rule for nouns is going to be it has to end with an A or an A sound. Like ah or A. So if your word is cup, then in the make-believe language they've created that they're going to say over the headphones, over the auditory system, it's going to say cup, or option A, cup a, option B, cup e, option C, cup-o, and option D, cup-oo. Now, which one of those options, because I can't repeat it, because they're not going to repeat it, which one of those options has an A sound at the end? Well, option A, cup-a. And that's, that's just an example, because they probably switch the rules around a lot. Now, for also example, they're going to have, like, the verbs have to begin with an O sound, so run turns into oo, or O run, or a U sound, which is going to be oo run. And then it's going to start getting more complicated. You're going to start beginning to see sentences. They're going to have the way you have to put together a sentence all Yoda style. So instead of being subject, verb, predicate, it's going to be predicate, verb, subject, or any other concoction of what could potentially happen, which, And so instead of Mary went to the park, or Mary ran to the park, it's going to be to the park ran Mary. And not only that, but you're going to have to add on all the rules. So to the park, which is a noun, is going to be to the parka, o ran Mary-oo, or something of that nature. The's going to have a rule, to's going to have a rule. It's going to be a mess, but you can make it through it if you just pay attention to every detail. Don't be too afraid about having to memorize the rules, but make sure you read through them when they show them to you at the very beginning. They will have the rules off to the right at all times. Just make sure you do read through them extensively. The second part's going to be your visual. The visual is the strangest thing. I've tried to explain it to multiple people. They really don't get it. I'm going to put a picture up here. It's the only picture you're really going to see before you take the DLAB. And once you get there, you're going to be like, this makes sense now. They're going to show you about 4 or 5 pictures at the top. and these pictures are going to be translated. So, for example, they'll show a skull, which is supposed to mean head, and it'll be farkala. And then they'll show a donkey, and they'll show a cow or a duck, and then they'll show the body of a human with a cow head. And then the pictures you have to translate based on the rules that they just gave you are going to be, you know, a woman with a duck head, a man with a donkey head, a person with fish legs. It's really odd, but fish legs, fish lower body. It's going to be really odd, but you can make it through it if you pay attention. Your best strength with that is going to be the study resource Language Surfer. Google DLAB Prep and skip the website called DLAB Prep because all they want to do is sell you something. And if you want to buy a study guide, go ahead. I'm not going to tell you not to. I didn't. I still scored pretty high on the test. So if you don't have any money to spend or you don't want to, it's fine. You don't need to worry about it. It's all up to you. It's all your own personal preference. Give you any information on those study guides because I didn't have them. I didn't look at them. Some people swear by them. Some people condemn them. It just depends. Your best bet is going to be looking at Language Surfer, Google DLAB Prep. The option will be down there. It's 5 ways to study for the DLAB. You know, use those ways. The best one's number 5, which is the Princeton Linguistic Games. I've done pretty much all of them before I did the DLAB, and they are a lifesaver. They really give you a sense of how to logically move through a puzzle of that nature. Now, another good helping thing, which isn't a definite, but it's going to help you pass no matter what, is a strong background in reading, maybe math, and logic puzzles. Logic puzzles, logic puzzles, logic puzzles. If you didn't do them before, I wouldn't recommend doing them too much now, but you've got to understand how to solve problems. You've got to understand how to, you know, context clues. Sudoku is a huge one, especially like hard Sudoku. Reading, super important. If you were that kid that read the entire Harry Potter series through and through, and you know, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, if you were that kid that gave up picture books and started reading heavy chapter books in 1st and 2nd grade, you know, those are, you're probably going to pass. Kids who are good at math, they have those problem-solving abilities. And don't feel discouraged if you don't have any of those backgrounds. Still take the test. It doesn't, you know, a genius isn't exclusive, or not a genius, but somebody who's intelligent isn't exclusive to somebody who reads a lot or somebody who does logic puzzles. It just helps. It helps with that mindset, you know? There are plenty of people I know that are very highly intelligent people, but they couldn't solve a puzzle to save their lives. They just don't have that problem-solving ability. So don't be discouraged. Take the test if you're passionate about becoming a linguist, or if you know you'd be happy as a linguist. Just make sure that you will be happy. CTI, you have to pass the DLAB. If you do not pass the DLAB, you have to wait 6 months before you can retake it. So, depending on if you are so passionate about CTI, you must become one. Then wait 6 months. But otherwise, make sure you have those background jobs that you'd be willing to do. Just good luck, and please, please, please pay attention. Passing score is 100. What you pass with is going to determine what language you get at the Defense Language Institute. No matter what branch you're going into, if you pass the DLAB, you're going to end up at the Defense Language Institute in Monterey, California. Great school. Don't take it as college. Don't screw up. Don't, screw around. Be serious. Be willing to put in the work and the effort to get through it. Because it's going to be hard. It's one of the hardest schools in the Navy. It's going to be difficult. And it's going to be 6 months to a year and a half. Depending on the language you get. Now, if you get over a 110 on your score, you have the option of getting Cat 4 languages. those languages are going to be ridiculous. But also, best way to learn more about CTI ratings, especially for Navy, although they have a lot of information on DLI and a lot of information on the DLAB, so any other branch, go there too, is going to be navydep.com. They have an entire section of forums on CT ratings, cryptologic technician ratings, and they have a subsection of only CTI stuff. Many people ask questions. There's people answering questions all the time. You got a question, post it there. Don't expect to get an answer within a couple days, so make sure you have plenty of time before you absolutely need the answer. But it's going to be a great resource for learning about not only the DLAB, but everything else. I'll make sure that I post the links to everything in the description. And everybody, good luck. Pay attention on your test. Work hard. And if you put in the effort, if you pay attention, if you don't try and breeze through it, I've had many people tell me that the only reason they failed was because they tried to skip through some things. Really, really get out there and really try. Look up DLI, look up the DLAB, make sure you're figuring out, learning about the job itself. There's not a lot of information because a lot of the job's top secret. But, there's a lot more you can learn than what people usually do. Be prepared, take your time, and everybody, good luck.